Welcome to My Recommendations on Mixed In. And today is going to be an episode about some of the voice recorders and microphones. I know we did an episode on voice recorders, but you know, we got a couple more voice recorders in the arsenals, but we're also going to talk about some microphones. And speaking of voice recorders, the add-on that we did besides this one right here, so I'm going to switch to the audio coming from this one right now. So this is the Sony voice recorder that we had since we started Mixed In. Yeah. So this is the audio from that as I'm holding it, and so it actually works just fine as it's sitting on the table.
It is going to be mono. So.
Yeah, it's mono. So. But you know what? It's a fantastic recorder. I got two of them. We used them as if we were wireless mics before. Yeah, it was. Yeah. They work really good. That's why I bought two. Yeah. And that's pretty awesome.
The wireless. Not wireless, but the lapel mics that are wired.
Yeah, okay, so now let's switch back. So that's the audio from that. Now we'll switch back to the Zoom H2n, which is the new one in my arsenal that I bought. And that's what the video started with, was this. So here's the mics that we would use. We've been using this for, I would say we've been using these for nearly a year now for all the Give It a Shots. We did start with just the voice recorder on the table, and we had and we have a shotgun mic, and we were doing that combination. And we're going to show the audio from the shotgun mic too. And then we're just watch any recent Give It a Shot, and it's going to be with the lapel mics, and so we use those. And I bought these from Radio Shack. So
they're $35 a piece.
About maybe just under a couple dollars more when it doesn't come with the little wind muff. Yeah. And for like $4 you get 4 of these. So I recommend getting the little thing.
Also, the thing we recommend about these is that you get a little clip for them, right? But they are not securely on them whatsoever. We actually lost one of these, and we almost lost one that was on mine. So what we did was we super glued it to the tip, because we don't.
That's a nice quick tip for you. Just put some glue on there and glue that bad boy
glue it on there. That way it doesn't, because these things fall off wicked easily. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, so now this is the audio from the Zoom H2n, and it's really a good voice recorder. And this one is the audio. So the sounds you hear. Our neighbors decided that it would be a good idea today to fire off fireworks. What is this? This is September?
October.
So there's no gunfire.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think that's fireworks over there.
Yeah, it's fireworks. And we got dogs going off.
Yeah. But anyway, the sound is being recorded in a kind of a 3 surround sound type of thing. So there's a center and a left and a right. Yeah. Now let's switch to the audio of an audio recorder that William just bought. It's the Tascam. What's the model on this one?
DR05. I have no idea. I'm going to go with DR05.
There's another model up, and I think it's a model up from this, and the stereo mics can actually switch. But this one is fixed like this. But
yeah, it is fixed.
But it does a stereo recording, so we're listening to right now the stereo recording of this one.
Yep.
And
we got me on the left and Chris on the right.
Yeah.
So
and the quality of this is look at the buttons. The layout looks really nice. That looks very easy to navigate through all the menus and the functions with the buttons all on the front, and there's only what.
There's a USB on the side, and then the micro SD card you can put inside of it.
And what about the other side? Is there any button?
The other side, you're going to have the line out for your headphones.
And a hold button.
Then on the top is going to be the line in for your external mic.
Which you might find that handy to use this.
Yep. And on the back side, you got a little port here. You can screw it onto a tripod or something like that. It's very cool.
Or even a mic stand.
Or a mic stand, So, and this one itself was $100.
So it's really affordable. So it's just about $20 more than one of these. These are selling for about $60. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Zoom H2n was twice the price of all that. But it's a really it's got a lot of features that I was looking for. So I wanted a few more features. Yeah. But now let's try something where we don't do this very often, but I know that's in the business that we're in, trying to interview maybe some people that are have to do with maybe a brewery or something. I would love to do an interview, and so I haven't done it yet. But you know what? This is another. Speaking of Radio Shack, sometimes this is a mic that I got from Radio Shack, and I want to show you guys what it sounds like to hear this mic going. You want to do it that way?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to turn it off so we don't hear anything. So yep. Now I have this mic on, and so this would be. So is it registering an input?
It's registering as mono into the left side.
Okay, but we'll switch it in post so so you hear it on both channels. So here's
hello. For you.
Yeah.
Hi.
So what do you think of this Tascam so far?
Oh, I like it. At the time when I was going to buy a recorder, I was just going to go with a really simple,
$25 recorder, but the guy convinced me into getting this one because it does very high quality audio if you want. I mean, I don't know the exact specs to it or whatnot, but I know it uses a lot of memory when you record that. I guess it's DVD formatted or something.
But I understand that you could make it so that it's MP3, which is really, really nice. But you could also go Windows Media file, which is a much more. You can go into the hertz that are like way beyond CD. So it's capable of some really high-end recording, and that's a really nice feature. But for YouTube, sometimes we want to get the most space or whatever, and so we'll probably choose MP3 a lot.
Yeah,
but
it does the job. It does the job very well. So that's a nice mic.
So this is using the Tascam with a handheld mic that would be great for doing some interviews. So if that's what you need, and it wasn't a really high, this is not a very expensive microphone, but I chose it because I wanted to do something like this once in a while. I am in a band, and I did have this for a vocal mic, and it worked really good for that. Okay, we're gonna switch this off and go back to the Zoom H2n.
Okay, and now what I have left is we've used this in the beginning of the Give It a Shot, and sometimes you might want to use this for some of the same reasons that we're doing this instead of the Zoom H2n, is the shotgun mic. And I'm going to set it up. We're going to pause everything, and I'm going to set this up so the next sound that you hear will be coming from the this shotgun mic that I got. It's the HT HT81 from China. All right, and here we go.
All right. Okay, so
I'm gonna stand back on it. We'll go ahead and start it.
Okay, so now here's the mic aimed straight up at the sky. But now we're hearing the audio from the shotgun mic. So
I'm gonna go ahead and walk a little ways away.
Okay.
And I'm gonna aim this at you. We'll just go ahead and just keep on talking.
All right.
I'm gonna walk away.
So this microphone was not very expensive, but you know what? I've been totally impressed with the quality that it gives. The design of the shotgun mic rejects the sounds from the sides of it and pretty much just promotes the sound from the front and sometimes directly behind it. But so he is like way.
What am I about?
Right now.
Good 20 feet, 25 feet.
At least 20 feet away.
Yeah.
And he's kind of aiming it sort of above the roof here, but aim it right. There we go. And so that's the sound of it set on its highest setting with the Tascam recorder. But that's not the optimal way that I would set this up. So come on back here, William, and I'll show you how we would.
You want me to go 50 feet away?
I got a boom pole here, and I will set this up. If you don't already know about a shotgun mic, so you can hold that. So what we would do is it would be fine to like mount it on a boom pole and have it just directly above, so it rejects the signals coming around this way, and it only accepts the signals straight down. So let's say there's a guy mowing his lawn over there. It might reject that sound and just get what's right here as we're talking through it, and that's the best way. But if I had it aimed at us, it will catch us. That's fine, but it'll also catch everything that happens in the yard behind me right now.
All fireworks.
So if it was set like this, it'd be great. And since we do have a boom pole, you could do that, or you could have somebody, if you're making a short little movie, just have a friend of yours hold the mic that way on a boomstick or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to go back to the H2n.
Oh, I'm gonna do more shotgun. Okay.
Okay.
Did you have something you wanted to share with that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, and so I have a few more mics, but some of them just really aren't very useful for what we do. I have another microphone that's more of a radio room mic or something that would be good for recording vocals for the band, and that has to be hooked. That uses phantom power and would have to be hooked up to my mixing board, which I've done that before for like a live Give It a Shot that we did, the live Google Hangouts and stuff. But it's not really practical for out here, but. That being said, I mean, that's something if somebody wants to know about that, I can definitely do a little interview on what it is, how to work that mic and the one that I bought.
Yeah. So that's our audio arsenal.
And
our dead cats. And
this was a dead cat that so when I got this from China, it came with a little foam windscreen, much like one of these, but it's a long shaped as this mic. But so William was crafty enough to, we went to the store and got some fabric, and we kind of tested it out to make sure that we could hear through the fabric. This fuzzy, looks like a grizzly bear fur, and he managed to make it shaped just the right way to fit over that. And so then the wind does not make that sound, that horrible wind noise through this. It works really good.
Yep.
And we also got so I have one of these already, and he managed to do the same thing with the furry stuff over that. And what we use that one for is to fit over the voice recorder. So unfortunately, it's not really windy right now. We can't really test it out.
Yeah.
So you don't hear a whole bunch of wind over that. But when you put this, now we call this is a dead cat, they call it. And since this is so small, we call this one a dead rat.
Dead rat. And it stops people from stealing it. What's that thing? It's a dead rat. Oh.
So there's a hair tie around that, so it's got a little bit of an elastic quality on there.
Yeah, I sewed in a hair tie.
So it'll fasten right over that. And so I tested it out one time. So if you want to see how this worked when it was really windy, we had this going at our episode of the what was the Fort Casey. So we're at Fort Casey, and somewhere in the end of that video, toward the end of that video, you could hear the wind just beating on this microphone. It was crazy, and I slipped us over that, and you can still hear me talking, and the wind was gone.
It was a little muffled, but the wind was gone. You can always raise up the decibels.
The muffling, the muffling happens a little bit, but you could probably EQ that out and make that sound just fine. And that's what I do. That's the other thing, guys, is I EQ everything. I'm trying to make every thing that we use to try to sound its best, regardless of its lower quality. And that's just the way I roll.
All right, so a little bit of back left. So we got the Sony
recorder. So here's that sound from the Sony.
70.
Yeah, it's like $60 at Walmart.
$60.
Yeah.
That's recorded. This is a really great small handheldable recorder. We put this in our pocket and hooked the lapel mics up to it.
And the batteries last like forever, and there's a huge amount of file space on there.
Yeah.
Very customizable, and the controls are really easy.
Then we got the Tascam, which is the $99, so about $40 more.
Another popular one that's about that price, that you guys have probably heard, is another Zoom. It's the Zoom H2n.
Who's the guy that did the review on these two?
Noptop's talked about the. I know what you're talking about. The DSLR Film Noob.
He did it. So if you guys want to check him out,
and he did it.
He actually did a comparison between the two.
Yeah, the Zoom H1 and the Tascam. And you know what? The Tascam was really good.
Yeah. So. Then we have the Glory.
Yep, the H2n.
Which was $230.
Yeah, something like that. But I also bought the little kit that gives me some extras on there, like a remote control and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's not necessary, but I would recommend it.
It's always nice having little gadgets.
Yeah. And so, like right now up here, I'm using the Sony Bloggy, and it doesn't have a microphone input. So that's another reason why some of these voice recorders are important to us, because we want to get the good audio, and we just sync them up. It's pretty easy to do that, and so it's important to have the good audio. And the Bloggy microphone on it is pretty good, but you got to be reasonably close for it to work. Just for comparison, you know, so the Sony, it has a pretty nifty feature on there. In fact, I'm going to touch something on there because it'll do a feature where it'll try to zoom in on what's being focused on, facial recognition. Right now it's zoomed in on William, and the mic only on the camera right now is what you're going to hear, and it's trying. So if William, go
Hello.
ahead.
How are you?
And so it's supposed to zoom the audio to William right now. So as he speaks.
Yeah. Well, I am a bit closer, but if I move over here, maybe.
Yeah.
You gotta try and stay inside of it.
But the thing of it is the audio quality is probably not all that great. I mean, it's maybe barely usable.
It is. That's 5.1 surround sound.
Yes, it's 5.1 surround sound. But the because we're, what are we, 6 feet away?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people on YouTube use, and it's not that good. Yeah. And that's why we have the Zoom H2n with a gain control on there, and it's much closer. And I have it in camera on purpose so you can see it.
Yeah.
And that's what I prefer. I don't just stick with the audio that's coming from the camera because that's too far away, and you're not going to like it. So that's why we try to do this. And
we like to be heard.
Yeah, we want to be heard. And so this is some of the stuff that you guys might find useful. It's really cool. Get yourself some lapel mics. I know there's nobody talks about the Radio Shack lapel mics very much, but come on, there's a Radio Shack in every town, right? And get yourself a lapel mic from Radio Shack. They're only $30.
Oh, another thing too is that whenever we usually record to give it a shot, recently, like before when we first started this, we did 2 recorders and 2 lapel mics, which is kind of difficult because the audio could be off by a millisecond, so it
it'll really be off by the end of the video.
Yeah,
it's really
so it's going to sound weird. But what we do is we take the splitter and we plug it into the recorder, and then we plug both of the lapel mics into the splitter. That way we get 2 audios from the lapels into one recorder.
And it works really good, guys. It's weird. And we could actually do 3 because I've got another splitter.
Yeah. Now, when you do that, the audio is going to it's going to degrade a little bit. But, that's why
it wasn't by much.
EQing and whatnot.
We listened to it, and it probably dropped, like, I don't know, barely a decibel. But it was, like you said, a little EQing.
Yeah.
Bump it up a little bit. And then that way you've got 3 people lapelled.
Yep, lapelled into one recording.
Yeah. So pretty cool.
Yes.
I mean, you could do this same thing with the mixing board, I suppose. But there was lack of space on the table, and it's like, you know what? Let's see if this works, and it does.
And it's inexpensive. So that's what's really cool about it. Yeah. I mean, it's not cheap, not by no means.
No.
But it is inexpensive.
Yeah. So this is what we're using these days, and the arsenal will grow as we're having more fun with trying to get better audio. To me, audio is important with the video, and I think we got good video quality without trying to go 4K or 2K. That's crazy.
Not in movie theaters yet.
Yeah, we're not at that level yet. But we could always improve on audio. Yeah. And so we're getting there. So if you guys, hopefully that will help you out a little bit with some of your ideas of trying to improve your audio. At the very least, this is the cheapest thing on the table, and we've used this for more than a year.
Yeah.
And I liked it so much that I bought 2 of them. It's not that you can save yourself time and money with some of these other more expensive ones, but you know what? If you are trying to up it a little bit and you really need a stereo recording, what William has here is the Tascam. Like I said, it was $99. This is a terrific recorder, and it's stereo. And you could mount it on a tripod, or even one of those little tabletop tripods that you can buy inexpensively.
Another thing, too, though, is we don't recommend you using your recorder on a table if you're using the table. Yeah. Like right now, if I had a glass or something, I'm all putting it on the table and whatnot, you're going to hear every little nick on the table. So
and that's one of the reasons why I have this one on a boom pole near the table. I could put it on the table, but since we're messing with it, you'll hear all of that sounds. It'll sound much louder if it was on the table. Yeah. But that's why it's suspended. And I hope that's a little tip too. Is and at the very least, you could have if you don't have lapel mics and stuff like that, and you do have one of these, you could always put this in a pocket. Yeah. Put the microphone up, or hidden behind something. Like if we needed to hear this audio and you really didn't want this scene, you could prop this up behind something and still use it this way, and you can hear us just fine. Yep. It just in the editing suite, just make it mono. From I think it's going to go to the left side automatically. Just make it left to right, and then it'll work really good. EQ it a little bit. It's great. I noticed that the Tascam might do it too, but the mid-range seems a little high on these. So what I usually do is I just drop the mid-range by a little bit, and maybe you could boost the bass. So just a little EQing. It's great. And all editors have some sort of EQ, except for Windows Live Movie Maker. It doesn't have one.
Oh, it doesn't?
No. But you could.
I know there's a lot of free stuff out there. Audacity?
Audacity
has it.
You can totally EQ your stuff with Audacity.
WavePad, I think, is the one I use.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go out and spend some money, Magic's audio editor.
That's a really good one.
That's the one I used.
It's not that much money.
No, I think it's like $60 for it.
Yeah.
Great editor if you want to spend money. If not, there is free stuff out there to use.
All right. Well, I hope that helped you guys. So, hey, you guys have a great day. Get out there and do some recording, get some videos made, make your audio good.
Good audio.
Good. All right. Take it easy.